Hi guys, this your movie gallery. This video is on the Miss India Bollywood movie review, which was released in 2020. This is an awesome motivational movie for those who love entrepreneurship. The movie is about the dream of a girl named Manasa Senyutha and how she achieved her dream by facing all the obstacles. The movie begins by showing a middle-class family living in a village named Lambasimi in India, which showing is Manasa's family. When Manasa was a little girl, her grandfather told her some facts. But once she understood what her grandfather said, he had passed away. Manasa was a playful little girl. One day, she came home drenched in the rain and covered with mud after school. Though she tried to lie to her mother, she spoke while looking at the floor. Her mother said, "If you talk while looking into my eyes, you are telling the truth, but if not, you are lying." Manasa's father had a disease that made him forget everything easily. He came home late at night after working hard. As all parents do, they also talked to their kids about their progress in school. Manasa had an elder brother and an elder sister. All three of them were very clever in their education. Manasa was always the first in her class. However, her father always advised her, saying, "Without a vision, there is no value in being the first in class." He asked her to think about her vision and tell him about it before the results of her next examination, which would be released in 6 months. One day, while sleeping, Manasa had a stomachache and went to her grandfather. Her grandfather was the person Manasa loved the most, and she spent most of her time with him. Her grandfather practiced traditional medicine. After drinking the traditional tea made by her grandfather, Manasa felt much better. This was a very strong traditional tea, which was also medicinal. Manasa promised her grandfather that one day she would prove to the world how great he was. Her grandfather looked after the villagers, keeping them healthy, and he did great work with this special tea. Manasa always said that everyone should know about this special tea. The movie then shows Manasa celebrating her birthday. A guy who came to her party asked her, "Who are you going to be in the future?" Manasa replied, "After completing my MBA, I will become an entrepreneur." People laughed at her because of her reply. The guy said, "Businesses are for men. Girls should study, but after their studies, they should marry and stay at home." Manasa didn't care about those words and said, "I'm not that kind of girl, and I will do what I want." After that, the movie moves 15 years forward. Now, Manasa is a young woman, and she left her house for 2 months to complete her MBA research. The movie shows a scene where Manasa returns home, but her father doesn't recognize her as his daughter. He tells Manasa's mother that someone has come to their house. At that moment, her father saw Manasa in their family picture and fainted. When they went to the doctor to treat her father, the doctor said that he had a disease that caused him to lose his memory frequently, weakening his brain. The doctor advised them to look after him well without causing him any stress and told them not to let him continue working. With this situation, Manasa was heartbroken because her father was the one who provided for the family. Manasa and her brother were still completing their education, so they had no source of income. Amidst these difficulties, Manasa's sister got married to a boy without informing the family. Manasa had a conversation with her grandfather, and he shared memories of her father's childhood. He said, "Your father lost his mother when he was 2 years old. So, he learned to take care of himself. He woke up early in the morning, prepared breakfast, went to school, and after school, came home to prepare dinner. Despite all these responsibilities, he excelled in his studies and started a job. He won his life game, but now he can't remember any of it. Therefore, it is not about how hard we work, but about doing whatever we do happily." Her grandfather taught her an important life lesson using her father's life story. Meanwhile, Manasa's family struggled with economic issues. They didn't even have enough money to pay their house rent, and her mother mentioned that they needed money for her father's treatment as well. However, her grandfather said he would help them overcome their financial problems. Manasa always said, "Diwali is the time when good days overcome the bad." She encouraged her family to celebrate Diwali as best they could to overcome their hardships. The family dreamed that after completing Manasa's brother's degree, he would get a good job. Manasa also assured her family that after completing her MBA, she would start her own business, so they wouldn't need to worry. However, her mother and brother disagreed and advised her, saying, "Businesses are not suitable for our family. Do a job after your studies." Her grandfather was the only one who supported and loved her dream. Manasa, due to the problems she is facing, goes to her grandfather's Ayurvedic clinic. That day, she prepares grandfather's special Ayurvedic tea for him. He has already entrusted Manasa with his traditional tea recipe. Drinking this tea cures illnesses and promotes good health. In 2020, Arjun, Manasa's elder brother, achieves third place in mechanical engineering and secures a job in the United States. While the rest of the family, encouraged by their mother, plans to move to America with Arjun, their grandfather is reluctant to leave his homeland. He declares that the others can go, but he will not. Since her grandfather refuses to leave, Manasa also decides to stay behind. However, seeing Manasa's decision, her grandfather reluctantly agrees to move to America. The next morning, as Manasa prepares the tea and takes it to her grandfather, she discovers that he has passed away in his sleep. Without her grandfather by her side, Manasa has no choice but to accompany her family to America. Determined to make her grandfather proud and showcase his greatness to the world, she agrees to move to the USA with her family. Now, Manasa and her family live in the United States. Manasa enrolls in a university in America, where she befriends two Indian girls, Nayana and Preeti. Although they invite her to join them for coffee, Manasa refuses because she prefers tea. Since her arrival in America, she has been searching for a place that serves tea but hasn't found one yet. Another Indian boy from their university invites Manasa and her friends to a party in the evening. Her friends convince her to attend, and at the party, she accidentally meets a boy named Vijay. Accepting his invitation, she goes out for dinner with him. During dinner, Vijay tells her that fate must have brought them together and that she is special to him. However, Manasa feels no romantic feelings toward him, as she is still grieving her grandfather's loss and focused solely on fulfilling the promise she made to him. Manasa, a simple girl who adheres to Indian traditions, finds herself influenced by Vijay, who helps her adapt to an American lifestyle, including changing her style of dressing. He also encourages her to see the world from a new perspective and takes her to beautiful places in America. During their time together, Manasa makes her special tea and shares it with Vijay, who praises it as being far superior to coffee. She then shares the tea with her friends, who admit that it is 10 times better than the best coffee they've had in America. One day, while having lunch with her friends, Manasa explains the importance of SWOT analysis in business. She says, SWOT analysis, identifying strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats, is essential in business and life. For instance, my strength has always been my goal to run a business. My weakness is agreeing with everything my mother and brother say. The ever-evolving world is my opportunity, and the fear of not achieving my goals is my threat. Later, Arjun gifts Manasa a watch and brings her a letter of invitation for a job interview, urging her to pursue it. However, Manasa refuses, stating that she doesn't want to waste her time working a job, but instead wants to focus on her goal of starting her own business. Frustrated, Arjun accuses her of wasting the family's investment in her MBA and tells her to either get a job or stay home permanently. Left with no choice, Manasa attends the interview. At the interview, she discovers that the company boss is none other than Vijay. He asks her, "Why should I give you this job over a man?" Manasa confidently replies, "I have always been the top scorer in every exam from preschool to my degree. No boy has ever been able to surpass me. Additionally, women are natural multitaskers. They manage their households and share love and care with everyone. Women endure the pain of childbirth, something men could never handle. Studies also show that women have better mental focus than men. If you hire me, it will only bring profit, not loss." Impressed by her response, Vijay offers her the job. Although Manasa excels at her work and is named the best employee of the month, she finds no joy in her job. Overwhelmed, she recalls her grandfather's words, "There's no point in doing anything if it doesn't bring happiness and freedom." Determined to quit, she confronts Vijay, explaining that the job doesn't make her happy. While discussing this, her brother Arjun sees them and assumes they are romantically involved. Then the next day in the office, Vijay sees Manasa is upset. When he talked to her, she said her brother sees them in the restaurant. The next day, Vijay visits Manasa's family and declares his love for her, saying, "I truly love Manasa and wish to make her my life partner. I have enough wealth to take care of her like a queen. If you agree, I am ready to marry her." When Manasa came home, her mother said about the proposal. She is angry about this and goes to meet Vijay. Manasa opposes it, declaring, "Even if my family agrees, I cannot marry." Marriage doesn't suit my life and I can't love anyone. My only goal is to start my own business, earn on my own and live life the way I want. Before she leaves saying, "From today I quit my job as well." When Manasa comes home, her mother scolds her harshly for what she did. Her mother says that a smart and educated guy like Vijay, who also has a good financial background, doesn't come around easily. Manasa responds, "I won't get married until I achieve something for myself. Just like how you gave up your dream of becoming a doctor for marriage, I don't want to give up my dream of starting a business. After getting married and having kids, I can't sacrifice my life and just fade away." At this point, he also asks Manasa, "What guarantee do you have that your business will be successful?" Manasa replies, "Nothing great in this world ever came with a guarantee. Belief is all you need for everything. More than anyone else, I believe in myself. I don't need anyone's help, but if possible, don't be an obstacle to me. The day you all understand me, I will return to this house." After saying this, Manasa leaves the house. Manasa first goes to meet her two friends. She tells them, "I've left Vijay and my house. I have a dream to start an Indian chai business in America. I want to show Americans the unique taste of tea." She asks for their help with this. However, her friends respond, "We can't sell tea." Starting a business requires a solid plan, and they leave Manasa on her own. Despite everything, Manasa, who is undeterred by any situation, starts a small tea stall on the roadside. However, she doesn't get any business. To make matters worse, the police come and remove her stall. Manasa's mother and brother happen to pass by, but they pretend not to see her and keep walking. Manasa then looks for a space to set up another stall, but she can't find any. She decides to meet Kailash, the owner of KSK Coffee Company. She approaches him to ask for a small corner in his restaurant for her tea stall. When she sees Kailash's restaurant, she dreams of starting a place like that someday. Kailash is an Indian businessman who has won the award for the best businessman in America 3 times. He's also the only Indian at the top of the American entrepreneurs list. Manasa presents her business proposal to Kailash, who says, "You and I can work together, but tea and coffee will never mix. Besides, America is a coffee-dominated land. There's no room for tea here." Kailash also adds, "If you ever reach my level, I'll taste your tea." Manasa confidently responds, "Not only will I reach your level, but I'll surpass you too." Kailash replies, "Then let's hope you don't trouble me in the process," and hands her a $1,000 check, saying, "It may not be much, but I'll be watching what you do with it." Manasa takes the check and leaves. Despite being a young woman, Manasa has no fear in her heart. She is a forward thinker and decides to organize a chai festival. Since she doesn't have enough money to start a business, she plans to gather the Indian community in America to make this happen. Manasa even goes to invite her mother, but her mother deeply hurts her feelings. However, her father, despite having forgotten about her for a long time, promises to attend the event. Manasa tells her mother, "The day you understand me, I'll come back." Then she leaves. After that, Manasa starts her chai festival. First, she introduces herself to the guests who have come there and explains the importance of Indian chai. The people who visit give positive comments after drinking the tea. During this festival, to raise funds for her business, Manasa has packed tea for sale, asking only those who are interested to purchase it. Nearly everyone at the festival inquires about her brand, and Manasa reveals that her brand name is Miss India. Moreover, a prominent businessman named Vikram attends the event and appreciates Manasa's dedication and the festival itself. Vikram tells her that big businesses often start small and offers his assistance if needed, handing her his business card. After the festival, Manasa's 2 friends visit her again. Seeing how successful the festival was, they express their interest in joining her business. However, they mention that starting the business would require at least $500,000 and suggest finding a good investor first. Agreeing with this, the 3 of them decide to meet Vikram, who by this time is the chairman of the Indian Entrepreneurs Association in America. Vikram is also known for helping many people achieve success. The 3 approach Vikram and discuss their business plan. Vikram agrees to invest 30 million rupees in Manasa's business but lays down some conditions. He states that he wants his money back, with interest, within 4 years. Additionally, he requires the business to generate a 25% profit within the first year. If the profit falls short, he would still demand his money with interest. Furthermore, Vikram asks for the Miss India brand to be legally transferred to him. Manasa agrees to these terms and signs an agreement. Manasa uses the funds to purchase a good plot of land and builds a new restaurant. She designs every aspect of the restaurant herself. Upon seeing the logo for her new restaurant for the first time, Manasa joyfully remarks that a logo can have a significant impact on a business. She works tirelessly, day and night, for the success of the new restaurant. Her dedication pays off, and she creates an attractive chai restaurant that captures people's hearts. When Vikram visits the restaurant, Manasa thanks him for believing in her dream and investing in it. She also invites him to be the chief guest at the restaurant's opening ceremony. Manasa says that achieving goals requires not only skill and determination but also the support of people who believe in us, and she expresses her gratitude to Vikram for being one of those people. Since Vikram has harbored feelings for Manasa from the start, he gladly accepts her invitation. A few days later, the Miss India restaurant officially opens. However, during the initial days, business is slow. The first customer is a girl who mistakenly enters the restaurant with her dog. After tasting the tea, she becomes fond of its flavor and promises to return. Another day, a different girl visits the restaurant, followed by a boy who also starts frequenting the place. However, the boy never approaches the girl because he has a very unpleasant voice, which makes him hesitant to propose to her. Learning about this, Manasa gives the boy her special herbal tea. After drinking it, the boy's voice improves, and eventually, he and the girl become friends. As time passes, many Americans start visiting the Miss India restaurant to experience the magic of Indian chai. Slowly but steadily, the business grows, and Manasa gains popularity in America. After some time, the first board meeting of the Miss India restaurant is held. By this time, Manasa has accomplished many of her dreams. During the meeting, the board members discuss their biggest competition, coffee companies. They emphasize the need to surpass these companies and take their place. However, Manasa suggests that instead of competing with others, they should compete with themselves. Vikram commends Manasa, highlighting how she came from a remote village in India and is now about to rule the business world in America. Manasa's sole goal is to make Miss India a global brand like KFC or Starbucks, starting from humble beginnings. She begins opening Miss India chai restaurants across America. This expansion poses a significant threat to Kailash's coffee business. Kailash and his board plan to undermine Miss India because their KSK coffee brand is rapidly declining. While the board proposes offering discounts to coffee buyers, Kailash comes up with a different plan. He suggests hosting events at every KSK location every Saturday, featuring bikini-clad women to attract customers. Additionally, the highest spender of the day will be given the opportunity to take a selfie with one of these women. Kailash believes this strategy will lure Miss India's customers to their side. This plan is implemented the following week. However, Manasa does not remain idle. She offers free special tea to anyone who brings a KSK bill. She also sets up a suggestion box for customers to share their thoughts and ideas. This approach has a deeper purpose, which will soon become evident. Although Kailash's plan temporarily boosts KSK's business, Kailash does not worry much about Miss India's progress, assuming that giving away free tea will soon lost Manasa's business. One day, Manasa's father, a regular KSK coffee customer, brings a KSK bill and visits Miss India to drink her special tea. Seeing her father, Manasa feels deeply saddened because he no longer remembers her as his daughter. On the anniversary of Kailash's KSK, he announces a special event where one lucky winner among those who had purchased KSK coffee would win a significant amount of money. The winner is selected randomly from the numbers on old bills.
And the winner of the lucky number is 911233. Can I see the lucky winner, please?
Surprisingly, the winner turns out to be Manasa, who had been collecting bills by offering free tea to customers, aiming to win this $1 million prize. When Manasa comes on stage, she tells Kailash, "I can not only recover my tea expenses from this money but also make a huge profit. Moreover, most people I surveyed preferred Miss India chai." She declares herself the winner of their tea-coffee rivalry and leaves the stage. The next day, Kailash visits Manasa's restaurant. He acknowledges her rapid success, saying, "It took me over 2 years to bring my KSK business to this level, but you matched it in just 2 months. Here's a blank check. Write any amount you want." If that's not enough, let's partner up. But I want ownership of all your businesses. Infuriated, Manasa rebukes him, saying, tea and coffee can never mix. You knew about me and still approached me. This empire is my hard work, and it's solely mine. Kailash leaves angrily, stating, I can be the villain of any story if needed. As Kailash leaves the restaurant, Vikram sees him and later questions Manasa about the confrontation. Upon learning what Kailash said, Vikram advises caution, saying, he's not as good as he seems. Later, Vikram and Manasa go out for a candlelight dinner to celebrate Vikram's birthday. Vikram reveals, every birthday, I take a new step in life, and confesses his love for Manasa. She responds, you are the most important person in my life now, but my world revolves around Miss India. Please forgive me if I've hurt you, and leaves. 6 months later, during a director's meeting, it's revealed that Miss India achieved only a 9% profit. To reach the target of 25%, they must make an additional 16% profit within 6 months. Nayana suggests a deal with BFC suppliers to provide raw materials on credit, promising a 30% profit. While Vikram opposes the risky move, Manasa, determined to grow the business, agrees and instructs Nayana to verify BFC's background. Despite Vikram's concerns, Manasa signs the agreement without rechecking. Soon, BFC cancels their first payment, leaving Manasa with $800,000 worth of raw materials shipped out. This plunges Miss India into a financial crisis. Employees resign as payments halt. However, Vikram's foresight in obtaining debt insurance saves the business. Still, according to the agreement, everything belongs to Vikram if the business collapses. Manasa pleads with Vikram for one chance to fix the situation. Though reluctant, Vikram agrees, giving her 3 more months. Manasa discovers Nayana's disappearance and investigates past dealings, realizing that Nayana, her closest friend, was behind the betrayal, working with Kailash to sabotage Miss India. After she realizing the truth, she begins to find her. Finally, when she meet Nayana, she accepted the everything what she did. Nayana had always dreamed of becoming a BBC journalist, and Kailash promised to help her achieve this if she brought Miss India down. Manasa exposes the truth through a press conference, declaring, Miss India failed because of a man who couldn't stand a woman's success. Business isn't a competition, it's a war. She appeals for financial support from those who love Miss India Chai, offering shares in return. Earlier, everything Nayana said was recorded by Manasa, and she gives it to the media. Following this media discussion, everyone in the family begins to understand Manasa. Her mother and brother, understanding Manasa's feelings, come looking for her and apologize for everything that happened before. Along with that, they begin receiving donations on behalf of Miss India. Many people come in lines and contribute money as much as they can, giving Manasa the strength she needs. With this, Manasa manages to rebuild her business to its former strong position. After this, she is able to win the award for Businesswoman of the Year in America. On the other hand, Kailash falls from his high position back to square one. In the end, when Kailash comes to meet Manasa, she says, when you give something to a woman, it always comes back multiplied. So, for the $1,000 you gave me, I'll give you $2,000, and hands Kailash a check. Kailash takes the check and says, then let's restart the battle we paused. Then he leaves here. Don't forget to like for today movie and share your comment below, and please subscribe for new movie. We will meet again.